Welcome to the G Freak Show, episode 15, Getting Money Back for Your Gluten-Free Diet Food. If this is your first time listening to the G Freak Show, you're in for a treat. We have all kinds of topics revolving around celiac disease. You name it, we talk about it. Tonight we got a great show. It's really about getting paid back for all the stuff that we spend, and I have some really clear examples of the price differences between gluten-free food and regular food, and actually how to get that money back. And there's a couple different scenarios we'll go through. So the G Freak Show is for the entire community. It's not just for first-time listeners or industry experts. It's really for the entire community. We really program the show to hit all three target audiences, basically newly diagnosed, folks that have had celiac disease or have navigated this lifestyle for many years, and then we talk specifically to the industry. It's more of a business-to-business type scenario at times, but you can listen to this show on our homepage at gfreak.com. You can also find us on iTunes. Just type in G Freak, and that's GFREEK.com, and we should come up there. Um, I just wanted to put a little note out there. We are not attorneys or tax professionals, but I will show you in some examples of how our family specifically has made some money. Tonight's show is sponsored by Delight Gluten-Free Magazine. They actually have got the spring 2012 issue out, and G Freak is in there. So excited about that. The second annual Gluten-Free Awards had been published in Delight's magazine, and they've done an awesome spread. There's 3 pages of Gluten-Free Award awesomeness. Our other sponsor is Echo Event Solutions, and you can find their gluten-free events on our website. You click on their logo, and it's going to take you right to their website. And if there are expos in your area, I highly recommend going to them. I would say don't eat before going, because you will leave there completely stuffed. So that's Echo Event Solutions. Now, getting into the main topic, if our gluten-free food is really our prescription, shouldn't we receive the same benefits as if it were anti-anxiety pills or prescriptions, blood pressure? There's tons of prescriptions out there. It seems like everybody you talk to is taking something. Well, all of us with the celiac disease diagnosis or intolerance, if we have a prescription for gluten-free food, we should, and we do, get the same benefits. And a lot of people don't realize that, and that's what this show is all about, is to explain how we have the same benefits and what you can do to get reimbursed. Now, I have a very clear example of the price differences. Now, if you've been gluten-free for a while, there's price differences, and we realized that immediately when we went to the health food store and bought new food for our son. When I go to our local grocery store, thank goodness that they have frozen Udi's bread, because I eat basically a sandwich every day, and our family goes through 2 loaves of Udi's whole grain bread a week. Sometimes more. If we do like a French toast in the weekend, we can just blow through an entire loaf right there, because we don't want to cross-contaminate our griddle with gluten-containing bread. So the whole family eats Udi's or Knick-Knick bread, and we'll blow through a loaf. So here's the price comparison. And I think this is going to be the same anywhere in the good old America. So for Udi's bread at my grocery store, it's $6.19. Yeah, a little bit of sticker shock there. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't wink an eye at that price any longer. I don't. There is no anxiety when I buy a $6 loaf of bread. And during the show we'll explain that. Now, what I did is I took a picture of that, and there's a YouTube video of this same presentation with some pictures and stuff like that. So I have a picture of that, 619, and then I went to the other aisles where the fresh bread is. It's not frozen, and I just grabbed a loaf of bread, and the price on that is $1.69. So the price difference between the two different whole grain breads is $4.50. Well, if you make six figures and, life's good and you have a bunch of disposable income, that's probably not a big deal. But for our family, that is a big deal. And I can tell you, just averaging, if we go through 2 loaves a week for 52 weeks, that's $468 a year. Now, that's just for bread. Not to mention cookies, crackers, tortillas, all of the gluten-free, the pastas. They're all at a premium price, but you don't have to worry about that, because if you have a prescription from a doctor saying you are required to be on a gluten-free diet, you have the ability to submit the price differences to a number of different agencies, and we're going to get into the specifics of that. First thing I would like you to do, if this is something that you're going to want to do, and I highly recommend you do it, call your medical insurance company. Talk to them about the different options. You might have a flex spendable account. You may have, every company has their own medical insurance scenario. It's ever evolving, especially with Obamacare and everything that's happening. I would just highly recommend you call the insurance company, let them know you have a diagnosis, you have a prescription for gluten-free food. That's key. And see what your options are. The other thing is talk to your human resource department if you have that ability. You might be your own human resource department if you're a small business or own your own business. So again, talk to your adjuster. And here's the big deal. You need to get a prescription. And it was kind of weird. Obviously my son and I were diagnosed with celiac disease, but, we were never written a prescription for gluten-free food. But when we realized that we can get reimbursed for the price differences between the food, our doctor had no problem writing Jacob and I a prescription for gluten-free food. So that's basically the third step I recommend you do. You call your insurance, talk to HR, and get a prescription for gluten-free food. The next step is create a spreadsheet, and this is going to be vital for your insurance company to accept your claim, because if it's very chaotic and it's just a shoebox of receipts, it's just not going to work for you. It might, but more than likely it's not. So create a spreadsheet, and my wife, she's created one for us. It's evolved over the last couple of years as she's done this. She basically does it every quarter, and the spreadsheet improves each time. But what she has on there is multiple stores. She has Walmart is basically where we do the majority of our shopping. We either do Target or Walmart. It depends on what side of town we're on. And so we've chosen Walmart, and we basically get all those prices. And then there's 3 different, I would say, gluten-free stores that we go to. We have the local Healthy Home Market store, which is, God, they're awesome. But, they have a lot of variety, but the prices are pretty high. And, of course, I don't worry about that anymore. But there are some others, like our local grocery store. They're doing a really good job about putting gluten-free food in there. So a lot of times it's a quick run to the store, and we can pick up, like, for instance, Sudi's bread. And we can do that. So it's important to have a spreadsheet that has multiple stores on it. And then you also want to have multiple brands as well. That really helps. You want to be as specific as possible on your spreadsheet. That way, when the insurance company looks at your receipts, there is a direct correlation. they don't question what you're doing. So the easier you make it for them, the less hassle you're going to get, and the quicker you're going to get your money back, and that's important too. And the one thing, make sure your spreadsheet is set up just like my wife. It has evolved over time to make it easier for her to speed up the process. And I can tell you, when she submits and talks to the insurance company, they absolutely love her spreadsheet. And they've commented to her that they had said if everybody was as efficient and clean as you, we would have hardly any issues. So she does a really good job. If you're looking at the YouTube video of this, you're starting to see a quick screenshot of the spreadsheet, and that's only, I don't know, maybe 1/10 of what she's got on there. She's got it broken into soups and breads and you name it. Just to give you an example, try to find a gluten-free chicken noodle soup. I mean, it's difficult to find sometimes, but when you find it, you definitely want to stock up. And if you're paying $2 extra for a can, you want to get that money back. So this spreadsheet's got it all. You can build something very similar to what she's done, or you can buy it. We're offering this through the gfreak.com website. If you just go to shop, you'll see a $sign there, and that will bring you right to a place where you can purchase it and download it. I'm not pushing the product, but if you know Excel, you can create a spreadsheet. If you want to save time, it's available. Now, here are some other steps that has really helped us out, and it's kind of a funny story, but we were going through this process. We're thinking, what can we do to help make this whole process a lot easier? And we also wanted to make sure that the insurance company knew that we really were honest about the comparison prices. And the first thing we did is we went to Target. Now, I believe it was Walmart, and we did like a gift registry, and it's a super Target. So they issued us this scanner, and we could literally scan any product and it would come into their system. And instead of going to the baby section or the wedding new gift section, we went straight to the groceries and we scanned all of the comparable products. For instance, give you an example, graham crackers. You can buy Kinnick graham crackers for s'mores. You're going to pay a premium because they're coming from Canada and they're gluten-free and all that stuff. But you go into Walmart and you scan their, you can either scan, their product or whatever. It's going to be a lot cheaper than Kinnick's, and you have a comparison. But anyway, you basically run through the entire grocery store, scanning products that you would basically buy if you didn't have celiac disease. And it's really cool. When you turn in, you can actually print that report out. And it's great when you have to submit documentation to the insurance company. You have some really good data to back up the prices that you're using for your comparison. And you can upload that into your spreadsheet, and then you really only have to do it once. Now, I recommend that you update your pricing. I would say, I don't know, maybe every 6 months to a year, because there's inflation and prices change, and you want to be as accurate as possible for your insurance company. I just think it's the fair thing to do, and it's the right thing to do. So use a scanner. I know Target, Walmart have scanners. There are also some higher end grocery stores that let you check out a scanner, and you can scan your food as you're shopping. That kind of bypasses the checkout counter. I don't know if you guys have seen that. We have a few of those in Charlotte, and so there's some options there. The second thing that you can do is there are a couple of online grocery stores that sell products. Now, remember, there's probably going to be a premium on those particular products because it is internet. If they offer free shipping, they have to make their money somehow, and a lot of times that's because they pad the pricing of their food. And obviously there is a premium for convenience. So if you're going to shop online at your computer at lunch, you're going to end up paying for it somehow, some way. So, but you don't have to pay. You can just build your checkout cart, for instance, of those particular products and print it out, save it, export it, do whatever you want. And then that's another way to get some comparison data that will back up your report that you send. Now, we keep talking about FSAs and insurance. There are some ability to submit these to tax for tax write-off purposes. I don't think you can do both. I am not a tax expert. Don't listen to me for tax advice. Get with your tax person and let them know that you have celiac disease or you have a prescription, and this is the food and this is your spreadsheet, and ask them, and they should be able to help you out. So the data crunch, basically you enter your non-gluten-free prices. You got to enter the quantities as well of the products that you're purchasing. Keep all of your documentation. Kill them with documentation, but just keep it organized. That way, there is a sense of there is just a comfort level when they receive your spreadsheet with your receipts that they have enough documentation to pay you, and that they're not going to get in trouble or questioned by the IRS or any of those agencies. So, if you have any questions, find us on Facebook or on Twitter. You can always email us at info@gfreak.com. We get all those emails and we reply back. We read everything. You can leave us some feedback on iTunes. We look at those as well. So, all the show notes that you heard can be found on gfreak.com. Just go into the G-Freak Show tab up on top, and then you'll see all of our episodes and all the show links. You can stay up to date with this show and the Gluten-Free Awards by signing up for our free newsletter, and we publish that once a month. And it's not a lot of spammy stuff. It's just kind of keeping you informed of some gluten-free news like this and the awards. So you can also support the annual Gluten-Free Awards if you want to become a member. And the members are gathering probably, well, towards the mid-spring of 2012, when we're going to talk about the different categories out there and what we want to do to spice up the third annual Gluten-Free Awards. I can't believe we're talking about the third already. It's just amazing. So, some of you may be wondering why we haven't recorded in such a while. Well, the answer is, well, we just got done with the second annual Gluten-Free Awards, and we took some time off. It's a very demanding process, and we just took some time off to relax. I've also committed to an Ironman triathlon, which is 140 miles of swimming, biking, and running. So I've been dedicating a lot of time to train for that, and of course I do all of my endurance races for the Celiac Disease Foundation, helping raise awareness of celiac disease and also raise money for the Celiac Disease Foundation. And that money typically goes to children that can't afford to go to summer camps. So it's a really good program, Team Gluten-Free. And if you want to join, you can always contact me at info@gfreak.com, and I will get you hooked up with the right people at the Celiac Disease Foundation. Or you can just support us. We have the charity page, and you just click on that logo, and you can make a donation. You can be anonymous, or you can put your company or your name out there. A lot of people do get to see that. Just got some really great news this week. The Celiac Disease Foundation contacted me and said that they would love for me to run the New York City Marathon for the team, and asked if I would put, or at least help put, a team together of 5. And the team's already put together, and we're good to go. And there's going to be 5 of us at the New York City Marathon. wearing our bright green Team Gluten-Free t-shirt. So if you happen to be in New York City during the marathon, be looking for us. I know Jill over at Glow Gluten-Free is already prepared. She's planning some things, and we got Aaron Smith at Gluten-Free Fun. She wants to host a gluten-free pasta night for us celiac runners. So it's going to be a really great event. Again, if you want to get involved, you can just contact me at info@gfreak.com. If you want to contribute to the team, feel free to do so on our charity site. Have a great week, everybody, and enjoy the spring. It's awesome weather.